New question, the member for Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke.
Mr. Speaker, my question to the Minister of Energy. Former Premier Dalton McGuinty once said this about privatizing Hydro One. Selling off a natural public monopoly is a bad idea. It's a quick fix, and it's a bad one. They are prepared to sell off our one and only electricity highway. Perhaps he should have ended by saying, unless it's the Liberals and they're desperate for cash. Former Liberal Cabinet Minister and energy critic Sean Conway said this about the sale of Hydro One. It is unacceptable that there is no public oversight or accountability. But perhaps he should have clarified this with, unless hiding things saves the Liberals from future scandals. Minister, is it not true that you're rushing headlong with the fire sale of Hydro One because you've maxed out the provincial credit cards and you want to avoid any scrutiny from the Hydro One scandals to come?
That's all it's about.
Mr. Speaker, the member for Whitby, Oshawa said on March 5, 2015, as Premier, I will order an immediate review of all assets owned by government. Every dollar made will be invested in new infrastructure right across our province. Let's use the full value of these assets to build the roads, highways,
Member from Leeds Grenville.
roads, highways, subways and infrastructure that every Ontarian can use, Mr. Speaker. And let's hear about Patrick Brown when asked about asset modernization. I generally believe that the private sector can do a better job than the public sector. I generally think market conditions would be helpful for a lot of government agencies. Mr. Speaker, in the supplementary, I'll speak to their white policy paper.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you. Back to the Minister. Minister, we all know that you want the Ombudsman report into Hydro One's scandalous billing practices to just go away. Poof. However, customers of the utility will not soon forget the anxiety and distress you caused them when the amounts of incorrect bills were automatically withdrawn from their bank accounts, and customer service agents at Hydro One treated them like they were the thieves when they tried to get the errors corrected. Yet no one at Hydro One has been fired, even though customers were often treated with disdain and managers tried to obfuscate the Ombudsman's investigation. Minister, is it not time that openness and accountability be restored and those who were in charge during this billing fiasco be terminated?
Thank you. Minister of Energy.
Mr. Speaker, I think that's a wake-up call to the truth. Mr. Speaker, the legislation requires the new Hydro One to set up an office of an ombudsperson. Mr. Speaker, we've retained the former Auditor General of Canada, Denny Dozetel, to oversee the implementation of an ombudsman in Hydro One to ensure transparency and accountability. But, Mr. Speaker, no government in recent memory has expanded the oversight of independent legislative officers as this government has done. We created the position of Financial Accountability Officer. We made the French Language Services Commissioner independent. We put into place the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth. We've allocated new
Answer.
powers to the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth, expanded the Ombudsman's role to include oversight of municipalities, school boards, and public-funded universities, and much more, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Final supplementary.
That was actually Ontario calling to ask when the truth would be heard from over there. Minister, Hydro One customers and we are in the opposition want decisive action today on the Ombudsman's investigation. Only Liberals would think that an insincere apology was proportional response to over 10,000 complaints and businesses being overcharged millions of dollars. But after this morning's vote, the officers of the legislature will no longer be able to hold Hydro One or you accountable. Although you may think you're helping yourself politically by removing this oversight, in reality, without these checks, you will become more arrogant, more reckless, and which will lead to even greater scandals in the future. Minister, will you not save yourself from your party's own hubris and allow the Auditor General and the Ombudsman to continue to investigate Hydro One, or for the last chance, remove any reference to it at all from the budget bill?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as Minister, I received the report from the Ombudsman and I referred it to the new chair of Hydro One, Mr. Speaker, with the request that it be reviewed to ensure that all recommendations will be implemented, Mr. Speaker, to look at any further issues around the billing issue and customer service issues, to report back publicly, Mr. Speaker, within 40 days. Mr. Speaker, at the same time, the new chair of Hydro One is in the process of selecting a CEO of Hydro One, and myself as Minister and the chair of Hydro One, Mr. Speaker, are in the process of restructuring the board of Hydro One. Mr. Speaker, we're moving forward with determination.
The member from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke, the second warning. No, sorry, you're warned. Wrap up sentence, please.
Mr. Speaker, we're moving forward responsibly with determination to reposition an asset which will be invested in infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, billions of dollars of infrastructure which will not require tax increases or...
Thank you.